How are we doing, everybody, and welcome to Russell Heritage Golf, joined with George.
Hello.
Welcome back. Those that have seen the channel would have noticed recently I put a series of lessons of George on, and today using George as an example again, because we're talking about, to be honest with you, chipping and pitching and how to get a better contact. Most of this, in terms of your ability to be able to get a consistent contact when chipping and pitching, is in the setup position. See, what I've been talking about recently on the channel, and George, you're going to demonstrate today, right? So show your level of understanding as well. I want you to, for a moment, imagine that you go into a normal setup as if it was going to be a full swing, like a full shot with what you got there, a 56? Yeah, 50-60, right? So imagine it was a full shot, although obviously I don't want you to hit the ball. So we've been talking about, if you pause at the top of your backswing for me, and then if you just show me the transition. Lovely. So we've been talking about this week. So I've been talking a lot about how to initiate the rotation in towards the start of the downswing, and then if you manage to get yourself into this sort of position that George is emulating, then it basically means that you're going to have a high likelihood of being able to control the low point. So if you swing up towards the top again, and then this time if you introduce like more of a conscious slide, so if you kind of tilt the pelvis, so then what tends to happen, although George has done a good example of staying over the ball, you start to create a slide, the upper body starts to become too tilted back, and then it means you're going to need rescuing with the hands, or you do what George is demonstrating where you'd leave the face open. So that's what we've been talking about. Now, pitching and chipping, right? We're going to do a variety of both of these. You don't want the full setup. So if you set up again, right, where you'd be slightly tilted, because basically the reason why you would set up like this in the golf swing is because, well, you'd want to be able to rotate, you know, a big rotation on the way back to generate a lot of energy and all the rest of it. We don't need that with pitching and chipping. And this sort of shot that George is going to demonstrate in a moment is no further than 40-50 yards. So what you do therefore is you basically get yourself into pre-impact. So what you would do is that you would open up your hips, lovely, and you would also make sure you keep the pelvis downward facing. So the idea would be, if you did this at home, right, you would stand up straight, right, take your posture, open your hips, but then as long as the pelvis stays downward facing, which is this way, then the weight will always re-establish itself back in towards the lead leg. So if you notice that you do this at home and you feel quite happy emulating this setup position, right, which means that we can see now as George has opened his hips, if we drew a line vertically through this right ankle, his right hip would be located on it. But as long as you keep the pelvis downward facing, the weight will always establish itself back in towards that lead leg. From here, well, we're going to talk about this in more detail in terms of how should you start, and then depends basically on the type of shot you're going to hit. So we're going to go for kind of like a lowish trajectory. So George is introducing shaft lean. He basically just swings the club back and through. Fine, right? Now, why would you catch it fat? Why would you catch it thin? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One would be that obviously you're not emulating the setup position. And then two would be based on the fact that, well, you're basically coming out of it. So as you set up, open up the hips, keep the pelvis downward facing, and then as you come in towards the hit, yes, just swinging it through. That is the reason amateur golfers struggle. And I see this all the time with people that can't demonstrate a very good pitch, and then you're desperately trying to introduce more shaft lean because you see the pros doing it. But the problem is that if you're too tilted in your setup position, then you are likely going to become too shallow in that hitting area, which means you're either going to be hitting fat or thin shots. If you can get yourself more in this sort of setup, then from here, you're going to encourage the club to come down on a decent angle. Then all you've got to do is make a decision whether you're going to release the club more to pop it up, or whether you're going to hold on to shaft lean to keep it lower. We're going to talk more about the club relationship and how your arm should move depending on these different types of shots in another video. But now we're just going to kind of show some little chip shots as well. So what I've done is that from the face-on perspective is you've gone away from this tilted to a more vertical spine angle basically. And then what we can also see from the side-on perspective as I aim towards this flag here is that if you were too tilted, what you'd find is if you tried to hold onto the shaft angle to hit this low shot, your arms would become too disconnected from your body because of the tilted nature of the setup. So the idea is that as I kind of open the hips, keep the pelvis down, and then as I kind of hold this finished position here to play that low little shot, you can see the way the shaft would continue its journey through onto plane. Well, the problem is that if you're in this tilted position, the only way you can keep the club on plane is to really pull the club across, and then you're never going to get as much consistency with the trajectory. So it's a really important thing that you adopt this setup position because it helps the contact out, but it also gives you the ability to keep the club on plane. So as ever, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Always appreciate a thumbs up and a like. What I'm saying is that what we've been learning about the hips for your ability to strike it in a full shot is absolutely applicable to chipping as well. Always appreciate a thumbs up. Remember, it's absolutely free to press that subscribe button. If you're going to do that, you might as well press the little bell icon and you'll receive notifications every time a new video comes out. I promise you'll get much better quality of contact if you can adopt this setup position, because it has a big change on all of the things that are happening with the golf swing. Catch up with you guys again soon.